The face of Britain is changing, and London is at the centre of that change. According to statistics from the recently released 2011 census, less than half of residents in London consider themselves to be white British. The number of foreign-born residents in England and Wales has also risen by nearly 3 million since 2001 to 7.5 million. But is this a surprise to people in the capital?
No, it's not a surprise to me. I mean, do you know what I mean? People come here, they like it, they don't want to leave. So no, I'm not surprised, no.
We are all foreigners here. I'm foreigners actually. I'm from Belgium, so we're all from different culture and different country. I don't know.
No, it's not a surprise. It's the same statistics which is coming out of major cities in America as well. And due to the influx of people coming from other countries, it's quite understandable.
I think it's a good thing. I think there are moves in populations throughout Europe, mainly as a result of the European Union, where people from every single country are mixed and moving and going. One forgets that every country has its own characteristics and the people are different. No amount of European unionization will make a Spaniard into an Englishman or a Frenchman into an Englishman.
There are 1.2 million Indian and Pakistani people living in England and Wales now, and the census has also shown that 500,000 more Polish people are currently living in England and Wales than 10 years ago. Political body Migration Watch UK argue that such figures demonstrate that migration needs to be controlled.
It has changed too much. I mean, the border control's got a bit lax. It's just like, come, do whatever you want, and it has changed, and I think they need to look at that and just sort of, people who are British born and who are beginning to feel like, where am I?
One hand is great because you can find all the culture in different places.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, it's a bit messy though. It's feel you're not really in London.
I think the main reason is because the standard of living in London is too high, and then another thing is probably it's because immigration people, too many people try to living in London. I think that is probably part of the reason. The white people thinking that they rather live in outside London rather than living in London itself.
However, Gordon Houseman, a member of the European Jewish Parliament, welcomes integration.
We Jews, we always differentiate between integration and assimilation, and I don't see a problem with integration. I am concerned about one thing, and we in the EJP are very concerned, that this does lead, or I think it's part of the reason for a vast increase in anti-Semitism, because you have a vast backlash of extreme right who are against the immigration, generally speaking, throughout Europe, and have therefore become anti-Semitic and are blaming, as usual, the Jews for the ills and the economic ills of the various countries concerned.
Statistics from the census also illustrated that rural areas in England and Wales remain largely white.
But I think there's loads of major cities up north, like Newcastle, Manchester, Sheffield, they're all pretty multicultural. If you're talking about the more rural areas, and yeah, I think that would be more white British. But then again, most of the jobs are in the big cities anyway, so that's where you're going to get most of the people.
Yeah, I had done that quite a lot. I used to go boarding school there when I was younger, and generally speaking, yeah, it is a lot more British, to the extent as in white people. I was the only Asian person in my year, for example, and I come over here and I go to college here now, and I'm probably one of a good 30 people that are Asian. Amongst, I'd say in my year, only 10% was white.
The census also included a voluntary question on religion, giving people the opportunity to declare themselves to be Jewish, Muslim, Christian, Buddhist, Hindu, Sikh, or of no religious affiliation. The census also indicates an increase in the Jewish and Muslim population.
You do have some groups, particularly the Muslims, who are much more assertive. And it's not just a question of dress, but they seem to be extremely conscious of their religious background and the part that religion plays in their lives.
So, given the results of the 2011 census, has the meaning of Britishness changed?
I think Britishness will always be changing. From Victorian times to now, it's changed so much, and I think by the time we're dead and a new lifetime comes, I think it'll be changed even differently. I think it's great that the country can keep going.
But with women, when I come to Heathrow Airport and I have to show my passport, and there is a obviously Muslim lady wearing the whole regalia, that does make you a little bit aware, and she's probably as English and British as I am.
It's developed for the better. You know, if you want to be around loads of different types of people and soak up the atmosphere of London, by all means. And if you just want to be, live in a neighbourly environment, then leave London.
Like other countries, it's clear that the identity of many people in England and Wales will continue to change over time. Many here in London welcome multiculturalism and see it as a positive advantage. This is Celestina Ololode for JN1 in London.